welcome to the Cyber Leadership Institute. My name's Edward and I'm part of the enrollment team here. We were able to pin down co-founder and CEO, Mr. Zongo, and get him to answer some of the most frequently asked questions directly.
Thanks, Ed. Really glad to be here.
So one of the most common questions people ask is, who are the founders of the program? Who is behind the program?
We founded the Cyber Leadership Institute about 2 years ago, and there's three of us. The first one, who's our chairman, is called Darren Argyle. He is the Global Chief Information Risk Officer for Standard Chartered Bank.
Awesome.
He's based in Singapore. He's also the former CISO for Qantas and some large global enterprises. The other co-founder is called Jan Schroeder, who is a former lead partner for cybersecurity consulting at PwC here in Australia and in Switzerland. He was with PwC for more than 3 decades. And then myself, I work as a virtual CISO for a number of companies. I've been in cybersecurity for more than 16 years, and I'm also the best-selling author of the 5 Anchors of Cyber Resilience. So that's the three of us. We facilitate the Cyber Leadership Program, and we also co-founded the Institute.
And Phil, what was the motivation behind the creation of this institute?
It became clear to us because we spend a lot of time in the trenches. We are practicing CISOs. So it became clear to us that if we are going to solve the menace of, say, cybercrime, we need to solve the cyber skills shortage from the top. So we have more than 50 certifications in cybersecurity globally, but none of them were addressing the skill sets that were needed by aspiring cybersecurity professionals to accelerate their path to the C-suite and then thrive there. So we discovered there was a big void in the market in terms of the soft skills that are required to influence the board, to design high-impact cybersecurity strategies, and to drive cultural change. And this is what we do.
So on that note, what kind of professionals should be enrolling into this program?
We have trained more CISOs or aspiring cyber leaders from more than 30 countries. And it became clear to us that there was no one-size-fits-all or a linear path into the C-suite. So the large majority of the professionals we deal with, they're experienced cybersecurity professionals. They spend years as cybersecurity engineers, architects, or just IT security managers. The other proportion, they come from a technology risk background. So they have got strong roots in risk management and they want to rise into the C-suite. Then the smaller proportion comes from IT, experienced CIOs or heads of IT who wants to specialize and go deep into cybersecurity because it's obviously become the most important business risk.
So Phil, it's fair to say that it's not the kind of course for somebody who's fresh out of university or college. You do need a little bit of experience there. So that begs the next question that we often get asked as well. I'm already a busy professional. How much of my time will this program take?
Yeah, great question. So the Cyber Leadership Program runs for a period of 8 weeks.
Okay.
So it's an intensive online self-paced program. So what we have done is we've come up with an online learning management platform because we realize the majority of professionals we deal with, they're quite busy. So we have designed the CLP to cater for busy professionals. So you log into the platform, you chunk away the modules whenever you've got time. So we have got maybe 77 modules on the platform. That might sound overwhelming, but it's not like that. They are micro modules. They range between 6 to 10 minutes. So you chunk away, but more importantly, we come together every week, cyber leaders from all over the world, and then we debrief on the learnings of the week, and then we also ask real questions and get some smart answers from cyber leaders based on their practical experiences via weekly Zoom calls. So that's pretty much the Cyber Leadership Program. Runs for 8 weeks with weekly Zoom calls.
In terms of the weekly Zoom calls, how long do the calls go for and what happens if you can't make it?
So we meet for 1 hour every week. So cyber leaders from all over the world, they call into the Zoom call. The calls themselves are not mandatory. We cater for busy cybersecurity professionals, and to address that, every call is recorded, so you can always download it and listen to the entire transcript at your pace, at your own pace.
So being such a practical course, are there quizzes, are there exams? Beyond consuming the information, what other expectations are there from the participants?
Okay, great question, Ed. So what we have done is we have moved away from the traditional approach where you sit for 3 hours and answer a 3-hour multiple choice exam, and then you pass, and then you become certified cyber leader. It's important, however, to mention that throughout the 8 weeks, the participants in the cyber leadership program, they undergo what we call the cyber strategy design competition, where they put to use the lessons they get from every week, and they come up with, we expect at the end of the 8 weeks, each of them to come up with a detailed cybersecurity strategy deck, which they present to the board of directors. Accompanying that deck, they also must produce a detailed board paper and also record themselves for 10 minutes as if they're presenting to the board of directors. On the 7th week, we pick top 3 finalists based on the quality of the outcomes, okay. And they come head to head on the last week, the last Zoom call. They present to the entire class as if they're presenting to the board of directors. We pick one winner, and then we give them a scholarship to the INSEAD executive education program, which is called Leadership Communication with Impact, only because we believe that your ability to communicate with persuasion and impact is what actually sets apart, leading CISOs from the rest.
Fantastic. So it's actually a practical exercise that you, I guess, as the saying goes at the Cyber Leadership Institute, you will know you're ready, yeah, because you'll have that feedback. So you're not going into the boardroom and, misfiring, I guess.
That's a brilliant point, because throughout those 8 weeks, when you are designing your cybersecurity strategy, you get mentorship, one-on-one mentorship from Darren, Jan, or myself. And we also encourage participants to buddy with each other, so they get direct feedback from other CISOs who are working either in the same industries or in different verticals. So we have gamified the element of cybersecurity strategy. It's very fascinating. I think it's the best part of the program.
With the combination of the on-demand videos and resources, with the weekly Zoom calls, and of course now with the practical exercises that you're running, how many hours a week would you say you should dedicate to this program over this 8-week period?
I'd say an average of 4 to 5 hours a week.
So we know that the Cyber Leadership Institute is designed to give you the practical tools that you need to either get the top job or thrive and be impactful in the top job. Could you tell us a little bit more about the membership hub and some of the resources that you offer there?
Yeah, I think that's what sets us apart from your traditional academic institutions, because once you graduate from the Cyber Leadership program after the 8 weeks, your journey with the Cyber Leadership Institute actually begins then. So what really sets us apart from traditional academic institutions is we have underpinned the Cyber Leadership program with the Cyber Leadership Hub, which is an online repository of high-quality strategic toolkits comprised of detailed CISO playbooks covering all the strategic areas of cybersecurity. You can easily download these templates and tailor-make them to the needs of your enterprise instead of spending hours searching the internet for uninspiring documents. Anyone who joins the Cyber Leadership program automatically gets access to the Cyber Leadership Hub for 12 months. And in addition to that, the online modules that we talked about, you can always log in and revisit some of the content. You've got access to the entire learning platform for a period of 12 months.
That's awesome. So you've got these practical tools right there at your disposal. So that leads me to the next question that I get asked quite a bit, which is, where to after graduation?
Okay, like I said, when you graduate from the Cyber Leadership Institute, your journey actually begins with us. So we are on a very bold mission to develop a closely bonded community of CISOs globally, of 10,000 CISOs by the year 2025. So we are currently in the process of commissioning a mobile app, so which is kind of a LinkedIn of CISOs, a private community.
Wow.
So we onboard you to the community where you can join private discussions on specific topics or hot topics. You can also share career opportunities with other CISOs and hiring managers. They're able to post jobs onto that platform. So what we are doing here is we believe that for me to succeed, the job of a CISO is not for the loner. You need the help of the broader community. We are breaking those silos and helping people share career opportunities and other strategic toolkits that they need to thrive in their job. So you pretty much become a member of a community. We come together every quarter. We have got quarterly Zoom calls with graduates from previous classes. Everyone joins the call. We celebrate our successes.
Excellent.
We share our success stories.
Fantastic. But let's say that you're a few weeks into the program and you realize, hey, I don't want to be a cybersecurity professional, and maybe I've bitten off more than I can chew, or maybe it's just not for me.
In the unlikely scenario that someone feels like the cyber leadership program is not suited to their career aspirations, we give you, within 30 days of enrolling into the CFP, we have got 100% money back guarantee. So we give you back your money. Pleased to say, like I said, we've trained CISOs, cyber leaders from more than 30 countries. No one has ever said, this is not good for me. They've loved it.
So we know it's hard to measure leadership with certification. However, it is nice to know that you have completed a program to share that with your peers. What kind of, certifications do people actually walk away with for those who want to put it on their resume, let's say?
Yeah, so once you have completed your online modules and marked them as complete and submitted your strategy decks and received the feedback, you automatically get a online digital badge from the Cyber Leadership Program. It's called the Cyber Leadership Program badge, which you can share with your community via LinkedIn or with potential employers. So it's a seal of excellency, which shows that you have mastered the essentials of cybersecurity leadership, influencing, and board communication skills that are required to thrive in the C-suite.
Fantastic. Thanks, everybody. If you have any more questions about the Cyber Leadership Program, feel free to click the link below and schedule a time to speak to myself or one of the other enrollment officers. Thanks again, Phil, for coming out and joining us and answering these questions. Always a pleasure to see you, boss.